Local recording going on too, because a little rusty over here. It's been a little bit. It's been a minute or so since James and I actually been able to jump on camera over here and talk to you all over there and dissect some Walking Dead with everybody. Sorry, life happens, man. James was sick for a bit. His kid was sick for a bit, and then I was sick for a bit, and then here we are finally. It's
Yeah, man. Just like that.
rough, but that's basically what happened.
Rough month of March. Made it through, though. Made it through.
Yeah, we made it to the other side. Oh, man. How's everybody else doing? Hopefully everybody else out there in internet land is doing good. Hopefully March wasn't that bad for them.
Yeah.
But hey, it's April now. It's a new month. We've got to catch up on 4 episodes for the one keeping track. That is, how would I just say? It's Dead or Alive or.
Yep.
Key.
Yep.
Do not set us astray. And
Correct.
still gotta mean something.
Yeah.
So we got some catching up to do. But before we go and catch up on some Walking Dead, I want to make sure everybody's caught up on a current charity right now. It is the Humane Society. James and I, and of course our families are all big fans of rescuing animals. Some of us like dogs, some of us like guinea pigs, other of us have inherited cats from their loved ones. So if you guys can donate, there are links down below on our Twitch and YouTube channels. This is directly to the site, so we don't take any of that money whatsoever. But if you guys can donate, what we can do to help out is just follow us on all the social medias: Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and of course YouTube, which you guys might be watching this on right now. So if you guys can like and subscribe us there, then what that means is that our metrics be boosted, which means our videos will be seen by more people that see our videos, means we can start collecting ad revenue, and with that ad revenue, 100% will go towards our current charity, which is, once again, the Humane Society. So, on that note, let's jump in to Season 8. I guess the back end over here.
So 11, 12, 13, and 14 because we're slacking over here.
Yeah. It hurts every time we say that.
Oh, man. You know what, man? But we still try to get it to you. Like we said before, this is all for charity. We definitely do our best to come on. And like Jay said earlier, he's always says it. You know, life comes in the way. This is not a job for us. This is purely for charity, purely for fun. We get together and talk about The Walking Dead, and hopefully you can relate to some of the things we talk about. I mean, we got plenty of fans up there. I see a lot of our YouTube videos. The views are skyrocketing, which we really appreciated. Tons of questions, tons of stuff to go over, tons of predictions. We got a new format. Jay's going to kick it off for us. Hopefully you guys enjoy it, but it's good to be back, man. It's good to be back.
Yeah, so rather than kind of step through each minute by minute of the show or partition by partition of the shows, we're not going to review it. We're just going to kind of hit certain points, highs, lows, otherwise. Things we liked, things we didn't like, things that stood out, things that were callbacks to previous episodes or your Easter eggs or anything like that. Let's just change the flow a little bit so it's not just walking you through something that you already just watched.
Yes. And the Easter eggs, if we miss any from episodes 11, 12, and 13 is because it's not fresh in our minds. So we'll probably hit the Easter eggs in episode 14. Apologize again, but going forward, especially with the crossover coming up, we're gonna be hitting these Easter eggs and callbacks whenever we see fit to it. So it's going to be fun doing 4 episodes. It's the first time ever that we get to review 4 episodes in a current season. So it's going to be a tricky task for Jay and I, especially in a new format. But like I said, man, letting Jay lead the way. He's the lead horse.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and kick it off with the first episode of ours over here. That's episode 11, Dead or Alive or. And you can remember this one by the swamp encounter with the walkers, or it could be remembered by the Gabriel blind walk with the doctor, or it could be maybe Dwight isn't such a bad guy.
Yeah, maybe.
We'll see. What were some of your high and low points during this? What do you remember? What were some of your callbacks to this?
High point of the episode. This is where to me this is where the season started to pick back up. These were four of my favorite episodes in this series. But what the high point of this episode was, the journey of Gabriel. Sometimes you don't like a lot of luckiness, but things that happen with Gabriel, that's just his character. I like how they keep showing that he is, they're trying to relate it to religion, but I really like how he's the luckiest character ever. Whatever he does, he's always saved by which he calls the higher power or God. And I like his his relationship with the doctor in this episode. I love the Dwight and Tara dynamic there. Another pairing that they had. I also like the comic book moment where you had Negan at the end of the episode taint the weapons, and that was all because Eugene suggested maybe they catapult Walker body parts because they were running low on ammunition, and Negan turned it into, let's taint our weapons. So those are three big moments for me in the show. Just the pairings, the relationship with Father Gabriel and the doctor. Obviously, it showed that, there's that Corinthians Bible verse, follow me, don't follow me by sight. I'm totally drawing a blank here, but I actually have a tattoo of that. He shall follow me by faith, not by sight, is the Corinthians verse there. And that was, the message of this. I think the message of this episode. So those are my three key parts in the episode. Again, it started to pick up. You can't ask for much more than them, kind of digging deeper into characters that we haven't really seen, but also not dragging it out into their own bottle episode. So I like that a lot.
Right. Yeah, this could have been just Gabriel and the
doctor. Exactly. Yeah. And I like how they changed the narrative from season 7, where you don't have a complete episode with just two characters. If this was season 7, Dwight and Tara would have had their own episode. Negan and Eugene would have hit their own episode, and then Gabriel and the doctor would have had their own episode, and it would have been so draggy, but they actually meshed it in well. So favorite three parts were the pairings. Again, the pairings, the luckiness of Father Gabriel, and then of course the comic book connection where Negan came out and tainted his weapons, and the way he did it, I thought that was great. It wasn't drawn out. It was straight to the point. I like that because it's set up for the next episodes. How about you, Jay?
Going back to the lucky part, that was, some people call that Joss moments over the place over there. But it reminded me of the comic books with, yes. I want to say where, it's going back to the prison, I think, right? With the governor, where they're trying to get the doctor out.
Yes.
And they're just like, all right, we're just going to clear this fence, and we're kind of getting out of the compound. It'll be good. Clear the fence, steps down, zombie bite, dead. Shit, yep. We just lost our doctor. Yep. That reminded me of that scene a lot. And there's another curse out there now. You're only allowed one doctor, apparently, on the show.
One doctor. Don't mean to interrupt you. There's a couple of curses. There's a curse of the orange bag. Carl was the last one with the orange bag. Glenn held the orange bag. The hitchhiker held the orange bag. Whoever seems to hold that orange bag dies. Whoever seems to really, connect with Judith dies.
Yeah.
And now, like Jay said, of course, we got to go back to, you can't have too many African Americans on the screen at once as well, because they'll kill you off there. Yeah. And then, of course, the doctor. So now you got a couple of curses.
Yeah. And you can't be good like on the high morale side either.
That's the number one person.
Try and give a speech, cheer everybody up, be optimistic. Oh, you're gonna die, man.
You're dead.
Oh, and a horse. You can't be a horse.
Horses and optimism are the two biggest curse in Walking Dead universe. Yeah. But go ahead, Jay.
That was interesting. I love Father Gabriel. Like Seth Gilliam, I think he's a great guy, great actor. It was a strange twist on that, but I wish the doctor went out a different way.
Okay.
Maybe like have like the trap be like, we just made it, and then pry it open and see that there was actually like, walker guts in there, or like,
Hmm.
walker blood, and like, oh shit, like guess you are screwed, rather than have like human interaction and then like basically the doctor forcing his own death because he tries to take the gun.
Yeah.
Um, I like to have seen that, I guess, because I don't know. I just yeah, that ending just didn't like settle with me too well. But other than that, Tara running through the woods after Dwight, I thought that was don't be dumb. You know what I mean? Like, I get you want to kill him, just shoot him in front of everybody. No one's gonna be like, well, yeah, that makes sense. All right, yeah, you killed him because you wanted to kill him. Whatever, it's fine.
Hmm.
They all kind of turn away from it. It's cool.
Hmm.
Um, Hilltop though is interesting. That I like that. That we have a ration now, and we have these
Yep.
prisoners. How do we handle this? That's a good
Yep.
moral dilemma. I like
Hmm.
to see, and I like to see Maggie as a leader too.
Yep.
So, I mean, it was a good setup episode. Some
Yes.
awesome walkers, by the way. Awesome little
Yes.
fungi
There you go.
walkers.
Yes.
Gotta give that a shout out.
Correct. I agree with that too. And we do have the Easter egg part. I saw this I saw this on different YouTube videos. But I also noticed it myself. So obviously somebody may have seen it before me and the YouTube video may have been out, but I did notice it when Father Gabriel was looking at the piggy bank on the back. It was a call out to what's going to it's a foreshadowing. They did this already with Ezekiel earlier with the head on the pike. He kept the nerdy savior kept saying to him, I'll just bring your head back on the pike.
Mm-hmm.
And they used the depiction of the savior pointing the tip of Ezekiel's sword to his neck. That's foreshadowing of an event that could happen. And then Father Gabriel kind of looking at the back of looking at the piggy bank, and on the back of it was a tower. That's going to be a very important part of the story for Father Gabriel, the most important part of his journey. So I think they're doing a little foreshadowing there. The communication center, that's also foreshadowing. So those are little Easter eggs that Kirkman and Gimple and all the new showrunners, they're trying to throw in there for us. Callbacks. Nicotero's trying to do callbacks. So those are the Easter eggs. I'm just gonna say them before I forget them, because it's so hard to remember so many Easter eggs. This has been the season of callbacks. So I want to knock them out while we're going, but definitely they keep another thing, like Jay said, just to touch upon this point as well. Another good thing was the walkers, like Jay said, they love to show you sewage zombies. They love to show you zombies in water. Every season it seems like they're giving you those murky, swampy type of walkers, and I love it because this just shows the brilliance of Greg Nicotero. That he loves having those, well walkers, those walkers that are in a food pantry that have been sitting in water for a year. The sewage walkers that are part of the sewer and they come up and they're, the radiation walkers. But all these walkers are just submerged in water, and it just shows what happens to the body when you're in sewage for too long and you're immobile. And it's just like, it just completely, changes the body's chemistry. So very good point by Jay, bringing up the walker makeup. That was unbelievable. So next part, Jay, what's going on with the next part? Jay is I don't know what the hell's going on.
And also, a quick shout out with the fungi on there. It might have been a little, I guess, homage to The Last of Us, because their whole thing was that the kind of fungi kind of got inside the people's brains, which then caused them to lose their control and turn into zombies themselves. But then again, probably Greg McChill probably has a list of like thousands of ways to make a zombie. He's just like going off like one by one and checking it.
He's such a genius, man. It's just incredible.
All right, so what do you think? Favorite character, MVP of that episode?
MVP of the episode, Father Gabriel.
Yeah.
I think, he sold it that he was blind. He sold it that he just, it's not even that he's selling it. He's a religious man. He's a priest. So his whole Dynamic is a a missionary of God. You know, he's a messenger of God. So everything that happens to him, he kind of gives credit to God himself. And you know, he understands that even at this point that it's not luck. He thinks it's not luck. He believes it's the hand of God that's pushing him, and he actually makes a believer out of um, Dr. Carson. So, you know, just his journey in general made him the MVP of the show, and we haven't seen him in a while. So, you know, he's been sick, and you know, we'll get into the Jossa moment soon, but he's been sick, and all of a sudden now he's blinded, and he's still able to be lucky. He's still able to follow his path. And it's just, it was a great, like Jay said, Seth Gillum is a really good actor, and he sold it. So I think he was the MVP of this episode by far.
I agree. Okay, want to jump to the next episode now?
Do you want to go to the things we disliked, or?
I mean, I kind of hit a couple of them, but if you have some things you disliked.
Jossa moments. All right, so
yeah, let's see what you thought.
The Jossa moment. So what we'll do, I guess we'll do things we liked and disliked together, so we don't. I don't forget, because I kind of forgot there. Jossa moments. Again, I don't see how for 7 seasons Walker blood does not affect anybody. Doesn't affect anybody at all. You can cover yourself in it, whatever. And all of a sudden now people are getting sick from the Walker guts, and now they're tainting their weapons. We've seen Rick, you know, take a knife from a zombie's head and cut himself with the zombie's blood, and nothing happened to him. We've seen it several times. We've seen Abraham get cut with a tainted weapon. Nothing has happened to him. So it's just, you know, Abraham has busted his hands open on walkers. Nothing has happened to him. It's just, where is this coming from? I think that's, you know, that's a stretch there. I also think that even though I love that Father Gabriel is the luckiest person in Walking Dead, they took it overboard by letting him shoot a walker in the head when he can't see. He doesn't shoot the doctor. He doesn't miss either one. He doesn't hit a tree. He hits the walker dead in the center of his head. Just things like that make it, you know, make it seem like it's a Jossa moment. So I have to say, you know, they stretch it. They have it perfect, and then they stretch it just a little too much to make you say, oh, okay, now you're taking it a little too far. But other than that, you know, everything else I loved about that episode. Let's go on to the next episode. Let's knock them dead, man. We got 3 more to go.
Yeah. We got to stay on course over here. All right. Next one, the key.
Key.
So what kind of stands out to you in this episode? If you could kind of summarize like different plot points, what would you remember this episode most by?
All right. So, you know, I think that for those who haven't read, I mean, I don't know where Jay is in the comics, so I don't want to really give it away what's going on here. It looks like they're skipping a major plot point, and that's where you get this new lady, Georgie, and her crew. So I think they're skipping a plot point. I don't want to give that away, because there's a lot of people that are watching that are reading the comic books and aren't there right now. So I won't give that away. But they meet a new group. Not only do they meet a new group, but now you have Rick. This was a really good episode. Now you have Rick chasing, you know, Negan in this episode. And he, you know, this is the continuation of the episode where they taint the weapons. But my favorite part of the episode was basically the chase between Negan and Rick. That confrontation there. I like the turncoat of Simon. You could see that throughout the episode. You could see like the dynamic between Simon and Negan are kind of breaking apart. And obviously, I love how Maggie and Michonne, you know, Michonne is kind of the voice of reason, and Maggie, who's kind of slipping into the dark side. I like when the characters have these, you know, these moments of truth in their lives, or these moments where they have to turn coat or change who they are because of what this world has made them. So those are my 3 biggest likes. My 3 dislikes of the show, or not even 3. The one thing that I did not like about this episode was they introduced another goddamn group. Yeah. And the way they introduced this group is it's almost like why, if this is the same group I'm thinking it is, there was no point to do this right now. I'm sure that they have a reason, but to skip over events and bring this new group in when you have the Oceanside, when you have the Scavengers, when you have Hilltop Kingdom, you have too many groups and you bring another one in. That was the only downfall here. What the hell are you doing? So
Yeah, I had no idea. I was like, oh, there's like a basket, and oh, okay, so they're trying to set up a trap, and it's like, wait, seriously, they're bringing in another group.
How didn't they stumble upon the saviors, or the saviors stumble upon them? They're talking about there's groups left out there. If this was a humongous group, somebody would have either they would have seen the saviors, or the saviors would have located them. It does not make. And how did they get around the saviors who are attacking Hillside at the same time? Like, don't the saviors have scouts? It's just they don't need to add another goddamn group right now. Period. That's it. So,
or all of Hilltop scouts, because they're watching the roads for the saviors, and there's like, it's not the saviors. Let that car go. What?
Yeah, come on. Come on. But the chase between Rick and Negan was great. I love that, man. Yeah. I like that fight.
That was the fight scene, everything. That was a lot of fun. I like that a lot.
Jay, what about you, brother?
I love the hand-to-hand combat there with the flaming bat and everything. I thought that was really cool. Same thing. A new group, really. Like, we're starting to wind down, and it's like, fuck it, wild card. What?
No. Like it's always sunny in Philadelphia. Remember that episode with Charlie? Did you?
Wild card.
What are you doing?
But I like Stephen Ogg.
Yes.
Simon, the character in the show. He's kind of reminds me of like the Starscream to like Megatron.
Yes.
He's just waiting for Megatron to fail. Then he's like, I'm in charge now. And he's like, we're going to do it my way. Megatron was always wrong. Here we go. And of course, he's going to fuck it up. And then Megatron's going to come back and be like, what'd I tell you, Starscream? You suck.
Exactly.
Oh.
Exactly.
But, I think in this show, Simon's going to be killed.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. I mean, I love the guy. I think he'll be killed off here in the next couple episodes before the season finale.
Yep.
But, I like that. I like that this character kind of being the real bad guy. And it's kind of putting Negan in a different light, like you have...
Start to change and starting to make you wonder, who am I rooting for? Get into that when we get to the last episode of this podcast, because it's starting to look at Negan, kind of looking at him like, Jesus Christ. Even in this episode, he said to Rick, look, man, I don't know what's going on. I almost died. You have the upper hand. Let's just stop this. I know you're mourning your son's death, but how about this? You only give us a quarter of your rations. Everybody gets to do whatever they want. We'll have a new deal. I won't kill anybody. The only thing you have to do is you have to work for me. You have to show, you can't challenge my authority, but I'll let you live, but you have to be my right hand, because I can't beat you. You guys are relentless. And Simon said it, but Negan said it in a different way. Simon wants to expunge these people. Negan wants to work with them. People are a resource. So you're starting to see even Negan is kind of like, damn, okay, maybe this is not working, ruling with an iron fist or a barbed wire bat. Maybe I have to, less like ease up on the punishment, because now I met a force that I don't really want to mess with. So you start to see him, chinks in the armor, but also a sign of humanity. Okay, we're killing each other too much here. This is getting out of hand. So, and it wasn't Rick who did that. It was Negan who started to say that. But keep an eye on that for when we get to the last episode, and we'll explain how that's further impacted.
And then one thing I didn't like is the very ending there, where it's Jadis in the car, and
yeah, there you
go. There's more characters you can develop, and I don't know. I don't know. This goes back to Gimpo, where it's like he's bringing in all these different characters, and it's like, nah, man, let's just focus on the core characters that's in the comics. It's
too many plot holes.
Yeah,
wait.
She's just wandering around over there now, and has a car, and grabs Negan before Rick can find him, and before the other Sabers can find him, and
And how come Negan didn't hurt him? How come Rick didn't hurt himself jumping out of the window, but Negan hurt himself so bad that Jadis was able to put him in a car unconscious. That didn't make sense to me. They jumped out the same goddamn window.
I don't know, man.
Next episode.
All right, yeah, go on to the next episode. Well, let's real quick. Who's the MVP of this?
I give it to the fight between to me, the MVP of this episode was both Negan and Rick, because they're starting to show you're starting to see more of a villainous Rick and you're starting to see more of a heroic Negan. So I give it to both of them. They really worked well together. Jeffrey Dean Morgan and Andrew Lincoln really have good chemistry in this TV series, but those two characters were the co-MVPs to me.
Yeah. Or the choreographer, the fight choreographer.
Yes.
For that down there, that was a real fun fight to watch.
Yeah, and it wasn't a stupid fight where all of a sudden both these guys, are masters in martial arts or expert fighters. They're just men fighting. They're it's a real fight, a realistic type of fight, not karate kicks and all sorts of shit. Because that's not who they are. But this was a great. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're not gonna have a Morgan Jesus fight with those two.
Exactly. There you go.
It's gonna be stomping on toes and biting off fingers or something like that, baby.
Brute force fight.
Yep. All right. Next episode. Do not send us astray.
All right. Whew. So now you're getting into my favorite type of thing. Okay, so now the walkers become. This is a callback to season 4, where the flu virus hit the prison, and overnight, the people who succumbed to the flu, they came back and they attacked, the sleeping inhabitants of the prison. Mm-hmm. So obviously, this goes back to what we said the first episode. The tainted weapons. How come the weapons how can zombie blood and walker guts and stuff all of a sudden infect people? So obviously there's a plot hole there. They changed the whole theory of everything. But this episode was perfect because it was a battle. So I love the battle. I love Jay touched upon this in the first episode we reviewed. Now you're starting to see the leadership of Maggie, and she's starting to see red. So I love Lauren Cohen in this episode. So I love the battle scenes. I love Maggie's character in this episode. And of course, I like the fact that you did have people turn and you had the walkers attack you at night when you're sleeping. You don't know what's going on. That element of surprise, I love that. I mean, I know it sounds, morbid, but it's a Walker show. Yeah. You're going to have that. You're going to have people die in their sleep, and you're going to have people wake up, and what a better way to have that. So those are my 3 favorite parts of this entire episode, were just walkers in the middle of the night from the tainted weapons, even though I don't like that the weapons, that zombie guts all of a sudden can kill you. I love Lauren Coleman, how she's seeing red, but she's also seeing the consequences of seeing red. And I love the battle scene. I absolutely love it. And I love the continuation that Dwight, it followed the comic book where Dwight shot an untainted arrow into Tara. So it was just like, I love that. I love how they had the call back correctly to the comic book, remixed the proper way, not just killing Carl. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, so those are my biggest parts. And like I said, I think my least favorite part, touching on it again, was why in the hell are the zombie guts all of a sudden killing people? It's from season 1 till now, the zombie virus has mutated, so now you can't even be around it.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, like the governor literally punched a zombie's face in with his bare knuckles.
He did. He ripped the zombie's head apart by his teeth.
Yeah, I don't know.
What did you like about this episode?
That's just going to be a giant plot hole once they introduce the next group. Yes. I'm assuming they're going to introduce them, but it's like, how is that? How are they even going to survive?
Right.
I don't understand that at all.
It doesn't make sense.
Oh my god, I don't know. That's just crazy. I have no idea. That's going to be a Jocelyn moment probably.
The whole thing is Jocelyn already because it's stupid.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
One thing about Maggie is I just think sometimes she's just. I almost didn't want to see her like that vengefulness. You know, I feel like it's too
Hmm.
cliche now with everybody. It's like Tara, friggin' Daryl,
Daryl.
Rick,
Yep. Rick.
Morgan,
Yep.
the kid.
Yep.
Everyone wants vengeance, and it's like, okay, one note characters,
Yep.
but like at least with Maggie, it isn't like you said. It's not just that she is able to weigh it. It isn't blind yet.
Not yet.
But
Correct.
I wish she said, that it drives her, but at the same time, it's not what's engulfing her. Like
Correct.
the town comes first. I'm more mature than these other people are.
Correct.
Um, it hurts, yeah, but I can still put other people before the death of one person.
Yep.
You know, um, that's just it's like, I really wanted her to be like a separate kind of leader, not just someone killed
Cliche.
us, we have to kill them.
Cliche leader.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like,
Yeah.
she should be stronger than that. She should pull people together for survival, not for vengeance. That was
Yes.
just something, I didn't too much care for, but hopefully she gets more things to say, and hopefully they sign her to the next season.
Yeah, because that'll definitely be a Jocelyn moment if they don't bring back Laurie Cohen.
Yeah.
Come on, what are you gonna do here?
She should be getting paid just as much, if not more, than Daryl.
Yes,
He says 2 words.
yes. I mean, sure, and she's even said, I'm not Rick Grimes, I'm not Negan, but I'm Maggie. I'm Maggie Green or Maggie Ree. I am an essential part of this story. I need to be compensated for it, especially that you got rid of an essential part of the story in Chandler Riggs. Like, you got rid of a superstar.
Yeah.
I'm taking over that next entity that steps up. It's
If
me.
you think I read Maggie, I think that would be it. I think that's like, you know what?
That's the straw that broke the camel back.
This
That's when
isn't
the
the Walking Dead from the comics anymore. This is Walking Dead Gimple's
yeah,
craziness.
correct.
But another thing that stood out was obviously the attack on Hilltop.
Yep.
I thought the initial trap was done okay. I'm not sure why Daryl decided to go unarmored through on a bike.
Yeah.
That seems ludicrous. And it's just one of those things like, hey, we have this badass moment. Who are going to do it? Oh, let's put Daryl there. He gets to shoot all the RPGs. He gets to, do all the fun, cool stuff. But, and then they just all gather up and all approach from the front to this building. And it's like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I know Simon isn't the best, military leader, but
But that was kind of stupid.
you don't gather them all up into a big group and walk towards this building.
It doesn't make sense. And it just shows you that Simon is not the clear thinker. He's just, again, he's the type of person that he's showing why he's a bad guy. Everything he does is negative, and everything he does, is totally off the wall and totally, barbaric, to the point where he's even kind of chauvinistic, or he's kind of arrogant. Like, I have such a brute force. I'm going to whistle, and I'm going to walk in front of a building where I can't see the vantage point of my enemy. I'm so arrogant that I'm going to start whistling in the middle of everything so you could just turn on the lights and shoot me. The arrogance there in Simon is starting to show you, the kind of, rebellion against Negan and what Negan does. Negan's a planner. Negan doesn't want to just go in and just kill everybody. Simon doesn't care.
Yeah.
And he's showing it more and more, and he's making a lot of mistakes.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, I love the sleeping scene. There were a couple like
Yes.
no one woke up because of that question mark. But
Yeah.
the initial Tobin, like Tobin's a big guy.
Yeah, he
that,
is,
that
man.
was there's some awesome angles where he just like this
Totally
zombie
out.
handles just
Yeah.
you can't stop that.
No, you
You
can't.
know, and like I know like in this show, like, there's a lot of times where it's like people are just like one arming like face masking, a zombie away or stiff arming a zombie away, but it's like, are they super strong like the one that tore up Dale's chest, or are they just weak, flimsy things? And I don't know. Recently turned Tobin, that thing's gotta be strong as hell and just.
So to make this a point, and then we're gonna get on. I spoke to a friend. I spoke to her recently, and I'll tell you a story about the reconnection there. But we talked about before, we used to work together in a tattoo parlor and a piercing parlor. And the show actually has reconnected us. This is really, it's weird. It's weird. We'll get into that after everything is done. But we used to talk about the zombies' traits or physical strengths or whatever. If you're a bodybuilder, okay, mass is mass. So let's say you're a bodybuilder and you're jacked and you get bit, and you turn. That mass is still there. The zombies still have utilization of those muscles and their limbs. They're still physically stronger than you. Maybe they're not as fast or, they can't coordinate themselves as well as a living human being, but they still have the ability to utilize that mass. Tobin's physical prowess came into play here. Just like any zombie, if you're fighting a child zombie, you could just throw it away because it's smaller. But what are you going to do when you go against a physically imposing zombie that's way bigger than you? And that's the best thing that they could have done in this episode, was to show you, if there's a zombie that's almost twice the size of you, it's not going to be just, I'm just going to throw it to the ground and stab it into the head. It's
that's one thing you don't see really, is the variant
no,
zombies.
you
You
don't.
always see the tall, lanky ones, and they specifically cast for that. But it's like, what happened to the fat guy? Is he just
exactly
Did he just trim his weight?
Yeah,
like, where's that all that fat go?
exactly, because if one of those fall on you, it's not just going to be you roll it off of you. Now you're dealing with mass. Mass is mass.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Weight is weight. So,
yeah, that was so fun to see. It was dark. It was scary.
my type of episode.
Yep. I think they could have explained more, like, why in different parts of the town walkers were coming up. You know what I mean? Or
Yep.
a good question from the chat was, with all the noise from all the gunfire, where were all like the perimeter zombies too?
Yes.
You think about some of the past gunfights. There's always like a herd somewhere, or mini herd or something. Some sort of force of walkers are going to come towards that.
To answer the question in the chat, the herd did come afterwards, because you've seen the herd in the next episode, and you've seen the prisoners of the Hilltop who converted into Hilltop fighters. They were sent out to fight the herd as well, so they did come. Yeah. It was just they didn't stress upon it, but that was a good question.
And hey, talk about the prisoners. How about that fucking kid, huh? Come on, man.
Carl Part 2. I mean, this is again.
Gun. I mean, okay, guns just laying around, but where the fuck does he get the gate keys?
He picked them up. He picked them off of the dresser, so he knew what they were, but he picked them up off of a dresser, and he went down there. And of course, he didn't believe Morgan, how Morgan said that he killed the person that killed his brother. So he had the foresight to say, "Morgan, you're lying." He found what he thought were the gate keys, and they happened to be the gate keys. And then he opened the gate, and he screwed everything up.
It's just like, oh my God. Come on, man. That was a Jocelyn moment. I was like, come on, man.
Of course. Soon as Carol told him to stay inside, it was a callback. Here goes
Carol, these kids.
Hey, this is a great moment in the show. Learned this in Talking Dead. The kid is actually the real life actress Sophia's little brother.
Yes.
And we'll get into how they connected it all together at the end, in the end of this next episode. So let's go on to the next episode, which is...
Oh, real quick, though. MVP for the episode?
MVP for the episode. The MVP of this episode.
Mind if I grab this one?
Go ahead.
I'm going to say Tobin.
Tobin. I knew it. I was going to say... Tobin is the MVP. Totally agree.
I jumped the gun. I stole it from you. That was mine.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that. I knew it.
Because I like the guy. As a character in the show, I wish, I wish they could have built him up a little bit more. But I really like the scenes he had with Carol. Sympathetic towards the guy. He had like that big, jolly, kind of trusting person. I mean, he started off a little rough because he was a little coward when he ran away from the site there, the construction site.
The construction site. Yep. Mm-hmm.
But
but that's who he was before. They were all cowards.
Yep.
So
you see him change. You see him run towards the fights now. And
what did we tell you about shedding your skin?
Yep.
Hey, he shed his skin. So, and then he shed his skin again.
He shed some other people's skin too.
Definitely the MVP. Agree.
Yeah, he had a good way to go too. I mean, that's gotta be fun. Talking Dead was funny. He's like, I couldn't see anything. I
Yeah.
was hoping to bite the right mark. you know? I mean, geez, I'd hate to be the actress or actor that he's just throwing himself
Bite.
on. That's gotta be scary.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, I think that he set the scene and set fear of the Walking Dead there again, because people
Yes.
forget that in this show a lot. But I'll touch on that too. I think at the end of all this.
No problem.
All right. Now on to our last episode for tonight. We're all caught up just about. Still gotta mean something. This is the episode 14, so that means we only have 2 more episodes. Well, actually, 1 more episode, then the season finale. So we're getting there. So usually towards this end of the show, there's like a roller coaster. Is it building up or what's going on here? Yeah. So James, what do you think? Is this on the incline? Is it ready to, or are we?
This show is ready to take off from this moment. Yeah. Okay, this was, and I'm biased. This was my favorite episode of the season, only because it's tied for first with Ezekiel's episode where the kingdom died. But Lenny James's performance in this episode and Rick's performance and how they got together, and even Carol's performance, seeing that triangle of those 3, how far they've come, how much they've gone backwards, how much they come forward, how much they're going backwards. It's a roller coaster of emotions, roller coaster of characteristics, roller coaster of, personalities. It's those 3 knocked this episode dead. I absolutely love this episode. It had the zombies in it had battles, it had Morgan, it had Carol, it had Rick, it had the sentimental value. This was the best episode of the year. And what a way to hit you at the pendulum episode. I always say, the pendulum episode is just as important as the season finale, but this could have been the pendulum episode itself. This was incredible. I mean, just the fact that they went after the saviors, and if I were to tell you 2 of the 3 of them were going after the saviors to kill them, you would have thought Carol and maybe Morgan. Especially after Rick talked to Michonne.
So especially after talking to the savior in the jail.
Like you think.
And after reading his son's letter.
Yes, and then him saying, "You have my word." What, a man's word. And this was the episode that should show people, and then they had the Jocelyn moment with Jadis. But from the Jocelyn moment with Jadis, another favorite part of my episode was you see the turning of, villain and hero. Negan gave his word to Jadis and didn't kill anybody. Okay? He was in a predicament where Jadis could have killed him. She didn't, and he could have killed her, and he didn't. He went back to take care of business. His end goal is to save people. Rick gave his word to the saviors and killed them all. Who's the hero at this point? Who's the villain? So you start to weigh things a little bit, and then they had a little cliffhanger. I'm going to spoil it. I'm going to tell everybody who I think it is. I think it's Laura, the savior that knew Dwight turn. I think that she's the only one that's out there, and the logical fit here. A lot of people are thinking it's Dwight's wife. It's not. It's not his wife. It's going to be Laura, just because it fits, especially with the preview. But anyways, favorite moment of the show was everything except for the Jocelyn Jadis moment and another one of her stupid zombie things. I don't know why they do this.
Was it the bar through the zombie's head? Right? The bar that was like holding it up, wasn't it like?
Yeah, I'm like, what is
that thing alive then?
I'm like, this is crazy as hell. Why are you have another one of these things?
Like, if the bar is through the walker's head, how is it still moving?
How many Winstons does she have just waiting to kill people? This is the 3rd one that makes no sense. And again, they introduce another group possibly. And a helicopter.
Yeah, it's like, let's make this more complicated. I don't know. With the freaking helicopter, too. It's like, great.
But again, you got to see that because of that, you got to see Negan further show the world that you can't just judge him as a villain. You got to see Rick show the world you can't just assume he's the hero. there's a lot of unwritten story. There's a lot of untold story, I should say, that's left in this season. And Lenny James's performance was incredible.
Oh my
Go
god,
ahead.
yeah. Didn't he already cover like Lucille and where about his wife when he was trapped in there with Father Gabriel? He kind of broke into that a little bit.
He never said her name,
Oh, okay.
but
What? Yeah.
he definitely said that his wife. He did talk about his wife. So I think that they're also showing a sentimental side of him as well, and showing, they're setting up for a backstory for Negan, which is good. I like that.
Yeah.
Your favorite part, least favorite parts. I know what's gonna happen. Go ahead.
Well, least favorite, I think it's you're interested in this new character, but it's like there's so many other characters you can build up during that time.
Yeah.
And then the helicopter. So they're in communication with somehow.
Oh.
I don't know. And then she has that clean apartment place in there. And it's like,
Yeah, this is getting weird. This is too weird. It doesn't match what she was. I agree.
and it's just like, why are we, focused on these people? Like, just focus on like the characters from the comic books. I want to see more of the core three there. It's, Morgan and Rick. It's like, yeah, that's awesome. It's like, why haven't we seen more of this? Oh, because we're getting screen time to other people. But yeah, as soon as Rick said that, I'll give you my word. It's the same speech you gave that one guy after clearing out the saviors.
Yep.
And then of course that was Daryl who shot that guy.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
But it was the same. Hey, you got my word. It's the only thing that's worth anything nowadays. And
Yep.
Pop dead. Huh.
Dead.
All right. All right.
And
Yeah.
go ahead.
And then he just attacks the saviors who helped him, and it's just like, eesh.
Going off the deep end.
Oh man, this is like
Going
the
on-
prison all
going-
over again now.
And it's to the point where, it's not a democracy, but it's also him and Morgan at the same time going off the deep end, showing you how far they've come, and then Rick having that moment saying to Morgan, "How come you didn't kill me? How come you didn't kill me when you saved me from the street? Like, you could have just left me there." And Morgan finally saying to him, "It's because my son was alive."
Yeah.
And so it shows you where this all started, which makes sense. He lost a child, and then Rick lost his son. So it's almost like Rick is looking at what he can become if he continues down this path. Mm-hmm. The death of a child is a bitch, man. Look at Carol. She lost her daughter, and she went apeshit.
Yep.
People might not realize how crazy she went, but she went crazy, man. She was a killing machine.
So, and she too tried to escape, and you go back to Morgan. It's like, well, why did we flip back? It was when he lost that one boy, and it's because it's like PTSD for him. It's like,
yes,
holy shit! I'm reliving this all over again, and just
correct
him again.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, you can't really. Hey, Morgan, you can come back from this. By the way, let's kill these people that are now helpless. It's like.
I did like I like the Jared death though. I did.
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
yeah. Yeah, that was a good one.
He deserved it. He was a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
He was a pain in the ass. MVP. I'll leave this one to you. I did the first. Okay, there you go. If you weren't going to say Morgan, I would have said, okay, now. Okay. No, there's no question. This guy went from starting to lose it, to losing it, to telling you that he's losing it, to losing it, to completely losing it.
Yeah.
All in the same episode. Like, and you just seen it in his this is my favorite character of The Walking Dead by far, is Lenny James. You cannot get a better actor and a better performer than Lenny James. Period. I don't care. This guy is just a conundrum of emotions. He's just everything. He can go from one extreme to the next in a blink of an eye, and he can do it artistically, and he can sell you on it. So it's just like to see him slipping, falling off the cliff, telling you, I fell off the cliff, I'm climbing back up, and I'm going to fall off again, and then falling off again.
Yeah, it's that self-realization. Yeah, it's just something about like with the scenes where you kind of watch him and like you can see it, the wheels turn. He isn't just in that moment sad. It just seems like his whole, his mind is just like his like chest. He's like 3 moves ahead and just like utter
Yes.
despair. It's like, damn.
And to see him stalk people, I love it.
Oh my
When he
god, that was so
stalks
fun.
people,
Yeah. And I'm looking forward to For the Walking Dead with him. There's one scene they showed for the
yes,
previews with him and Nick.
yeah,
Oh
and
god,
he's
that's
just too fast.
just trips him.
That's I love it.
And he just lets face first in the dirt. That's gonna be. I'm looking forward to that combo so bad. That's gonna be so
Yeah,
much fun.
So we knock these out dead. Future episodes, we're gonna probably take a little bit, try to get more detail in for you. But this is kind of the format that we're gonna do. I think we did it great. We don't want to miss shows, so it's hard to do 3 and 4 episodes.
Yes, yeah.
But definitely expect us to slow it down a little bit. Give you a little bit more detail, but we're going to stick to this format because I actually like it. I like this format. I'm not going to lie. I really do. I think everybody watches the show. And I think that we're giving you our dissection. We're giving you our favorites, giving you our MVPs. We're giving you our opinions on it a little bit more. And then you can relate to them. You can agree or disagree. I think that's more interactive, I guess. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, write us comments, questions in the videos and everything else. We love to interact. I mean, that's one thing I love about this is talking to people, and sharing his experience. I mean, like James has said, it reunited him with past coworker there, and it keeps us reunited. James and I talking over here.
Yeah. So and I'll get to that. I'm gonna get to that right now. So, a friend of mine. So we're gonna do the giveaway, and another thing we're gonna start doing again is James's zombie or horror movie of the week. We're gonna get back into that. So that's gonna be at the end of the show as well. We're gonna do the Audible giveaway. I'm giving it away to 3 people tonight. After this, we'll have 2 more codes to give away from TW Brown. Audible coupon codes to download one of his books in his series. So I asked a friend in Connecticut who likes zombies and zombie movies and knows I'm obsessed to tune into the show a long time ago. He's been watching it faithfully. He actually ran into a lady I used to work with at a piercing parlor. And she was like, she was a great artist. She actually became a tattoo artist, but she was a fellow piercer with me in Connecticut. And he ran into her, and we all knew each other. And he said, "Oh, I just watched James on YouTube, and he does zombie show. He does a zombie podcast on The Walking Dead. And this girl he talked to. Her name is Lindsay. She is my equivalent as a female to horror movies. And we used to talk about horror movies, Fandango. We used to talk about upcoming horrormovies.com. I mean, anything you could think of. We talked about zombie movies, classic horror movies. She was my equal. So she reached out to me through email. So she got my email from my friend Mark, and it was just like we didn't miss a beat. And she's been watching the show, and she's giving me, we talked about, we texted and we talked about, all the stuff that we've seen. Almost 20 years we haven't talked to each other. You know what I'm saying? I was a teenager, 19, 20, and I'm 35. So it's 15 years I haven't talked to this person. And just to reconnect and to get, just to know that she watched me on YouTube, and it's almost like I said, we didn't miss a beat. She's a really cool chick. And I told her that I'd give her a shout out because we did go over The Walking Dead, and we did have our own ideas about things. And, I just hope, Lindsay, if you're watching, just keep watching. Give us your feedback, because I know you'll give honest feedback. You'll freaking lay it into me if you have to. But definitely thank you for watching. It's an honor to know that you reached out, and a horror movie fan, a zombie movie fan of your caliber, to test me. That's pretty damn good. So, she is older. I'm not going to tell you how much older. So that's the only reason why she's on my, I think that's the only reason why she'd be on my level, because she's got me in a couple of years. But, I would love to have you on. So email us your information if you are interested. My buddy Jay will set it up. and have you on, and we'll clash wits. But thanks for reconnecting. Leads us to the next one, the zombie TW Brown zombie book giveaway. So she's one. She's one of the recipients. I will email you that code. I told you I would shout that out. Second is going to be Jay. I decided that Jay deserves a book for all the hard work he does. He definitely needs to at least download one of the compendiums. So I would suggest him download Vignettes Volume 1, which gives him all the side stories. That's my favorite of all the T.W. Brown books. And then the third giveaway is going to be to my buddy Mark, who did email me and say that he needs he is interested because he has read 3 of T.W. Brown's books and he's looking to read another one. So Jay, Mark, and Lindsay are my T.W. Brown giveaways. If you want to win, Jay didn't have to do this. I did this because he needs to read one of the books that, one of my favorite books. So I'm giving him the coupon code. But if you want a free Audible title from T.W. Brown, let us know. And we'll
comment down below on our video, and
comment down below.
We'll let you guys know what we can do for you.
Definitely, we'll try to get it out to you. Whoever, basically first come, first serve.
Yeah.
Send us your email address. We'll send you the link. And you download one of T.W. Brown's books, and you see what the rave is about of his writing. So,
and hopefully we get another good show at TW.
We are.
So yeah, during our breaks, or maybe on a Wednesday or something like that, in between our shows. We got
his suggestion.
Yeah.
His suggestion was, I told him that I wanted to do James' top 3 T.W. Brown books, because a lot of people are saying, what are your favorite? Now people are reading his books that watch the show. Mm-hmm. What are your favorite T.W. Brown books? I had to narrow it down to 3. He wants to be part of that show so he can hear why and give some feedback. That was his suggestion. I told him that I was thinking about doing the show, and he suggested being on. So he loves to come on. And then he wants to do a gameplay show with us. So we at least get him for 2 more shows. But I think he wants to be on weekly with us, man. I'm going to extend.
We can always try to get book me. Yeah, what am I doing? Every night, recorded. We could, we got 7 Days to Die we could do. There's State of Decay 2 coming out. That'd be a fun one. We got, us 3 could pull in somebody else, maybe a sound or something like that we can get in there, or another zombie fan, or, someone else in the genre we can pull in.
Yep.
That'll be fun. Even when we're playing games like that, we can always make it like a little side subject, while we're playing around.
Definitely. So, look forward to that, man. We knocked this show out pretty fast. I'm gonna leave it up to Jay. Jay, do you want to do the questions that we had in another show, or do you want to do that? Knock them out.
We'll do a couple now, a couple next one, a couple the one after that. So we have some great ideas for shows. We got the season 6 part 2 still to do.
Yep.
I'll probably wait for the break, like the little summer break there between Fear the Walking Dead and The Walking Dead.
Correct.
We got our favorite Walking Dead characters. We'll do around that time too. Try to get TW on here before then, though.
Yep.
And real quick, someone had a question about the Facebook page. It's still up and running. I just haven't been making too many updates to it, unfortunately. I will get better on that. It's just scheduling right now is a little tough because everybody's kind of moving around. So hopefully we kind of try to do it on like a monthly basis, but I think weekly, tell you guys like at the beginning of the week as far as what our plans are for the week as far as shows. Just so that way, if something comes up, we're not locked in or, held to a certain standard. It's tough, people's lives. I mean, obviously, James and I just told you about that. People getting sick. But yeah, that's my fault. That's one thing I need to work on is being a little bit more up to date and more just communicate better with the community out there, so you guys know when we're gonna be on and where to find us. That should be going. Pick that back up. I'll update the website too. But the best way to keep up to date with videos is to subscribe to us on YouTube. You get notifications and we have a new video there.
Yep.
Other than that, let's answer some questions, huh? So
There
a
you
couple of
go.
these are personal in nature, not necessarily Walking Dead. That's all right. I really like these questions. Usually there's about James or myself, or how we know each other. So the first one: how long have we actually known each other? Was it
Almost 9 years, I'd say.
was it season two? Well, I mean, we knew of each other before that,
No,
but
knew each other before that.
it
I
was a
think
Halloween, right?
it was a Halloween party when Vanessa and I first started dating.
Yeah, we
So
were
let's
on
see.
that big 5-person house, right?
Yep. So Halloween after we started dating in November. So I would say November of 2009 we started dating. So I would say we've known each other about 8 years.
Yes, I want to say we moved in there like 'cause I got out '08. I lived a different street from '08 to '09. I moved in there
Yep.
probably '09 to 2010. So
Yep.
October '09, like I'm not sure if like that's if you guys are
No,
dating yet.
October 10.
October
I
2010.
would say. Yep, because we
Awesome.
started dating November 29.
Yeah.
So I would say October. I think we knew each other before that. I think we like it might have been like a house party at that place, but we
Yeah.
just said hi and whatever. But we
Yeah.
really
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
kicked it off at the Halloween party. I remember that.
Yeah.
So I would say 2010, October 2010, 8 years.
Sure.
I would say this Halloween will be about 8 years that we've been buddies.
Crazy,
So
huh?
getting old, Jay. You are.
Hey, tell me. My birthday's actually in 2 days.
Yes, it is. Well, you spoiled it. So, anyways, go ahead. Gotta give him a happy birthday shout out. Somebody has to say their birthday. All right, to the next question.
So we talk about being in weddings. How many weddings have the two of you been in together?
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
So James was an usher in mine,
yeah,
and then I was a groomsman in his.
2.
Um,
Dan's 3.
yeah.
Gary and Steve 4.
Oh yeah. Gary and Steve 4.
I think that's it. I think it might be 4. Too many married people.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
I think it's 4. So
Maybe
I think that's the answer is 4, guys.
Then we got 5 and 6 if Raddick and Pete ever settle, huh?
That's not gonna happen. Raddick's not gonna. Pete doesn't want. Pete loves being single, so I don't know, man.
He's got a
I think
girlfriend now. It's Facebook official.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
All right, so hey, you never know.
Right.
Yeah, I say 4, with the possibility of at least one more.
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably get remarried at some point, so James will be there. No.
He's not gonna make it to his birthday, guys. I just want to let you know that.
I'm just waiting to listen to Kelsey.
All right.
All right, let's get one more question in there. What is our favorite dissection show? We got the Walking Dead episodes. We got interviewing like T.W. Brown, our top 5s. Which is our favorite subjects to kind of talk about?
My favorite subject would be to interview, T.W. Brown. But my favorite show itself was our top 5 movie list. I think that my all-time favorite was our top 5 movie list.
Yeah.
Like I think that was so much fun. T.W. Brown, the first time we interviewed him, because of the, just the sheer starstruck that we were in. And even the second time, when he did the top 5, those are awesome too. But I think because it was something different, it was something for the fans. The first time we did it was just so special. I really liked that show. I got a lot of positive feedback. A lot of people became fans of the show because of that, because they could relate to something other than The Walking Dead. They can relate to something of the past. So it was like, a lot of the people that, would watch the show when they heard, oh, Dawn of the Dead 19, from 19, whatever, I'm saying 1978, Dawn of the Dead, or Night of the Living Dead and Day of the Dead, and, or Shaun of the Living Dead. When they heard that, they related even more to us and saw that we were more than just The Walking Dead. And they had memories of those movies. So it was special. And so I think that top 5 show was my favorite show. And the favorite thing that I do obviously would be the dissection, but I really like interviewing T.W. Brown because it's like he's in this. He's in the genre.
Yeah. Yeah, he's part of it, he's part of the movement,
That's what we want. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We want to be part of it, and this is our little slice of it.
Yeah, we're
But
just
he's
dipping our
literally
toes into it, but he's knee deep in everything. Yeah,
He's knee deep in it, man.
yeah, I agree. I love bringing a personal, objectivity to this. I just love interacting with people. I'm glad James and I actually get a chance to sit down and Skype together. It's not just business related. Especially the top five because it's us kind of BSing back and forth like, oh, why'd you choose that? And it's also us kind of learning more about the other person. Yeah. Interviewing T.W. Brown was pretty crazy.
It was.
Like we said, it's a high point for the show to bring someone in on that magnitude, that part of the community. So hopefully bigger and better things as well.
Yes.
Get him on here. He's a super chill guy, super awesome guy.
Yes.
Great guy to talk and hang out with and dissect the walkers, or zombies in general, the whole genre, and listen from someone else's point of view, almost like an expert point of view.
Yes.
Like giving a seminar. But I love everything, and one thing I love the most about the show, I think I said it before, is this community. I like hearing the questions. I like being engaged with everybody. So ask away, man, or ladies and gentlemen, just whatever you want to ask.
Yes, definitely. We're open to it. A lot of people who have zombie knowledge. I'm open. I'm a student of this genre, so it's like as much as I do know, I can learn more. And obviously, if there's a debate, I'm game for it. I take pride in having so much knowledge to almost an obsession. But just to hear that passion from other people, it drives me. I was texting and talking to my friend Lindsay. I'm telling you, when it comes to horror movies, she knows her stuff. When it comes to zombie movies, she knows her stuff. I can brag and I can take pride in seeing now 186 different zombie movies. She's up there. I think she's in triple digits of zombie movies watched. That's unbelievable. That's obsession level. So it's like when you start talking about you've seen 100 of a certain kind of movie that's not like 100 comedies or whatever, a certain genre of a genre, that's saying something, and that just shows it just shows how passionate you are about the particular genre itself. So hearing that from other people, hearing Jay and his top fives, hearing the different levels of how people watch and how people, observe the zombie movies and knowing how it connects people, especially nowadays, it's so intriguing to me and it's very interesting. So, that's why I like the top five. And that's why, because I got to see what Jay said. I got to see what the fans said. I got to see what my coworkers said. I got to see what friends from Connecticut said. I got to see what family members said. And it was just all, absorbed and just appreciated. Just man, like sitting down with a bunch of people and talking about something people used to tease me about and tell me it would never be big. People used to say I was a lunatic for liking zombies and there would never be a zombie TV show because that's stupid and nobody cares about it. And guess what? It kissed my ass. Because now there's a zombie TV show. And it's called The Walking Dead. It's the greatest zombie TV show of all time. And it might be one of the greatest TV shows of all time. And you stop messing around with it.
It's funny how things turn recently.
Yeah,
right?
man.
It's like, oh, yeah, I love comic books and superheroes. Oh, okay, got it, nerd.
Nerd.
Oh, my God, did you see the new Black Panther? Oh.
Exactly.
But hey, we were there before it was cool, man.
Yes, definitely. It's just is rewarding, man. So like Jay said, just keep commenting. If you're a troll, you're a troll. Whatever. But if you really like the show and you have things that you like or dislike about the show, constructive criticism, we're always taking in. A lot of constructive criticism of how our format of the show is. people want to know personal things about us, you know, how many weddings. That really makes me feel good, knowing that you guys want to know more about us as well. So keep the questions coming. We're gonna get to those questions that I gave Jay, and you know, we'll try to be more on schedule. It's always a start, but this is the perfect start for me because these are the four strongest episodes of the season outside of when all the Kingdom people died. So this season turned itself around, and I'm pretty happy that it did, because I was worried.
Yeah.
I was worried.
All right, man. I think that'll just about wrap things up for a 4-episode recap dissection over here. Thank everybody for tuning in. Once again, you guys can donate. There are links down below on our YouTube and Twitch channels for the Humane Society. If you guys watch us on YouTube, like and subscribe. You can follow us on Twitch as well, so you get notifications when we go live. I usually send out a message, 30 minutes before we go live for our shows. We do other shows. If you're your first time watching our channel, we do like Dungeons and Dragons. We do board games. We do video games. I don't know. We just hang out, talk, bullshit, drink some beers. It's a good time usually. And once again, all proceeds from this channel and videos goes towards charity. So, James, good seeing you, man. And community, is good talking to you guys again. I guess we'll see you guys next week when we dissect the next episode and the second to the last episode of the season. We'll see what happens.
I'm looking forward to this goddamn crossover, because it's going to be like they're showing it in the movie theaters. So not only do they have a zombie TV show, they have a spinoff of a zombie TV show, and now both of them are in the movie theater. Kiss my ass. Everybody who told me that never would happen, it's happened.
I guess a quick question. What are you more excited for? This season finale or the Fear the Walking Dead season premiere?
Ah, man, come on.
Oh,
right.
Tough one.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Lenny James is coming in. I want to see this time jump. They've already given it away that it's a time jump. I want to see the end. I'm going to go 55-45 right now. Actually, 52-48. So 52% I want to see the season finale, because I want to see how they end it. And then the 48%, which could rise, I want to see the premiere. But I think the premiere is going to be something new. It's not going to be like a conclusion of anything. It's going to be a new chapter. So, yeah, I'm anticipating it, but I also vested 15, 16 weeks into The Walking Dead. So I want to see the end of it now. You know what I'm saying? It's like I got 14 weeks right now into this show, and I have 0 into Fear the Walking Dead. So it's slightly more, and that's saying a lot. That's saying how far Fear the Walking Dead has come. I think Lenny James is going to put that show over the top.
How far Fear the Walking Dead has come, or how far The Walking Dead has fallen?
Both.
Yeah. I'm pumped.
Still could redeem.
It's true. We'll see
Before
what's going on.
I definitely going to text him for his birthday. Shout out to Jay. He's going to be 38 years old in a couple of days. He's growing his hair long. Might as well do it. Midlife crisis. Get himself a nice Corvette or something like that. Happy birthday to one of my close friends. I'm going to text you on your birthday, but the whole J&J Dissect family comment, wish him a happy birthday in a couple of days. And that's all I got, man.
Appreciate it. And just for the people who are curious about the long hair, I'm growing it out. I was inspired by my wife. I'm growing out to donate it. It's a pain, but I'm sure it'll go to a good cause. Hopefully, a little girl or something like that can have this nice fluffy hair.
Hey, man, when I had my long hair, when I cut it off, I donated it too.
Nice.
Remember, I had long hair. I
Yeah.
had super long hair. All that hair got donated, man. So that's a good thing that you're doing.
All right, guys. Once again, thanks for tuning in. Comments below. Reach out to us. We love talking to you guys and let you guys know what our next episode is. And try to get TWD Brown on here. Exciting things once again in the future. But hey, thanks for watching.
Have a good night, everybody.